You'll hear us say the term purpose-driven bows, and what we mean by that is almost everything we do is in response to dealer, consumer demand, request, what have you. So a lot of changes from the 19s to the 20s, or I'll call it the old Xpeditions into the new line of Xpeditions for 2020. I'm going to highlight those changes top to bottom so everyone's very aware of everything that's transpired in the last 12 months. The first thing we did was implement a new process with our limbs. So there's now a coating on the limbs to absolutely minimize, if not eliminate, any potential feathering. And cosmetically, they turned out great. So whether it's a black limb or a camel limb, it goes through the new process. Working off the limb, I'm going to talk about the new design we implemented on our limb pockets. So very simple, as you're going to see, similar on the rear pivot to last year. The front's virtually identical with the exception that we added a spot to mount these arms. Those arms, by design, lock the limb perfectly square to the riser every time. So we did that to create ultimate consistency and to make it very, very rigid and rugged. So even on the toughest hunts or the most abuse you're going to put this thing on, we don't want any movement left to right with those limbs. The obvious one, of course, the caged riser. And although the eye appeal is awesome, there's function involved in this. This riser is still aircraft aluminum grade 6061. The difference is we're taking it from a forged riser instead of an extrusion. Through the forging process, we've created a denser riser. So it's actually a stronger riser, all things equal. And with that, because of the density, it removes some of the residual vibration and the tuning fork effect you get when the bow goes off. So the risers, all of the risers that are caged, there's a reason they're caged. It's to stiffen them and make them incredibly strong. The cams for 2020, all of the flagship bows in 2020 feature the HDS cam. HDS stands for hybrid dual stop. And what we mean by that is we are giving you the option as the archer, if you want the traditional Xpedition limb stop that creates an incredibly hard back wall, or if you prefer a little bit softer back wall, you simply flip it over. There's now a slot on the cam that you can run cable stops on the HDS system. The HDS, like I said, is available on the MX series, the Escape, as well as the DLX. Putting the power to the cams is our strings, OEM providers, Gas. They do a tremendous job. For 2020, all the flagship bows are standard with the new BCY 454 material. We think it's best in class. We did a lot of testing between that and the 452X we'd used in the past. A couple advantages. I think you're going to see a longer wear cycle with this string, and it is a faster material than 452. Like I said, in the past or historically, 452's always been one of the fastest materials. This is definitely a step up from that. So we're excited to have 454 on all the bows this year. In the past, there's been an ATR. Last year, we went to a different slide. This year, we're introducing a new slide. So you'll see there's a fixed position bracket on the 2020s that the slide actually runs on. The slide's as simple as it is. It's a roller bearing assembly. So we're doing that, obviously, with the goal to create more efficiency with the bow, but also to reduce serving wear with the cable. So year over year, another change that I want people to recognize. Outside of that, a lot of the changes beyond that are cosmetic. So this year, we're going to feature 3 of the different Realtree camos, including the hot off the press, brand new, hot for 2020 Escape camo from Realtree. That's what this bow is featured in. We think this is going to be incredibly popular with the Western crowd, but it also blends in great in the hardwoods here in the Midwest, and we've been testing it all year. We love this pattern. In addition to that, you're going to see Realtree timber if you're looking for a little darker finish, as well as the always popular Realtree edge. On top of that, we're still going to have the sand as an option, ops green as an option, and a blacked out version. On top of that, with the Target line, or I guess what I would call our custom colors, we changed those finishes. If you haven't seen them in person, you need to get to your dealer and check those out. So the Perfection XL, those are standard colors on it. But with the DLX, I think there's going to be some target crossover use on that. Guys are going to have the option to run the hunting colors or the custom colors, and I would argue they are second to nobody on fit and finish this year. So that's kind of just an overview on everything that actually changed on the bow. The last thing I will mention, I guess, because again, purpose-driven, listening to customer demand, we did add quiver mount positions on the cage riser bows. So top and bottom, whether you want to run a fixed position 2-piece or a 1-piece detachable, now you do have mounting holes for that. And we added a rear stabilizer mount for anyone that's looking to run a back bar on the cage bows. Up and down, a lot of changes. We're not a company that's going to sit back and let things idle. We want to move the needle. And like I said, we're listening to you, the consumer, you, the dealer, and we want to have the most complete lineup top to bottom. So go check them out at your local Xpedition dealer.